It's 10 o'clock, and the man that looks like... Oh. The man that looks like a burn victim next to my car. I'm pulling out to get gas. Looks like a fucking burn victim. Like that dude that showered with fire from the Iraq War. Like, ah! No fucking eyebrows. Bulging eyeballs poking out of his bald fucking head. What are you fucking looking at, cocksucker? Anyway, it's the night drive. I was getting gas, because, you know, I fucking hate getting gas. So, I was getting it, because we do things in life that we fucking hate. Every day. All day. And that's what being a grown-up is. Yay, this is a podcast. I am Billy at the _swan_man on Twitter. Reppin' for the Army of Snarkness. Follow Army of Snarkness on Twitter at Army of Snarkness. Like the Facebook page and shoot us an email at armyofsnarkness@gmail.com, bitcha! And I'm on my way home. This is the night drive. Ooh, it's like 20 minutes. So how are you? It's Thursday! For me, Thursday. I'm recording this on Thursday the 7th. And that supposedly racist Jamaican fucking Volkswagen commercial. Which I didn't find that to be racist at all. If you don't know, it's a Super Bowl commercial where the dudes are driving the new Volkswagen Bug. Or Beetle, whatever. Fucking insect. Possessed with the soul of Adolf Hitler! Irregardless, because it doesn't mean anything to the story. So, but yeah, the guy gets the Beetle and he's driving around his office and he's talking like with a Jamaican accent. But he's from Wisconsin, man. And they're like, oh, no. Overly sensitive, you know, elitist, liberal dirtballs. Because there are some. Look, man, I'm left-wing motherfucker, but there are some elitist... Well, at least some... elitist, that's a strong word, but there are. But there's just some, like, overly sensitive pussies out there. It's like, oh, it's scary. And they were like, boo that. That's mildly racist. It's like, I guess... Look, man, he wasn't Al Jolson. He was still a white dude. And he had an Asian dude and an old guy doing it, too. It was just funny because that's not how they speak. You know, I mean, sure, look, it's a fucking Super Bowl ad, so it's sort of already at the lowest common denominator, man. Fucking goat screamed and everyone came in their fucking pants about over Doritos. I have to accept talking babies and bullshit like that. White guy doing a Jamaican accent. I'm not a black dude, so I don't know, and I'm certainly not from Jamaica. Right by the beach, boy. So, you know, I have very little standing as far as is it racist or not, but that was a thin argument because a lot of people are like, what? No. Who cares? It's like it's a dumbass 30-second spot with the Jamaican accent. Everybody does the Jamaican accent, man. Come on. Drink a Red Stripe, because someone has to. I'm not a Red Stripe fan. I would say the character of Kofi Kingston on WWE is more racist because he's a black guy that they package as Jamaican, but he's not. He's like from Sherman Oaks. It's like, he was a businessman. He was a businessman that ended up being really good at the in-ring shit. His brother was the one that wanted to be the on-air talent, and that didn't work out. So now you know a little bit more about Kofi Kingston. CM Punk's travel companion, blood of mercy. He used to even try. When they first brought him out, he tried to do the Jamaican accent. It was just like bizarre. It's like just weird. Now he might have some heritage. I mean, it might not be that much different than, you know, Roderick Toombs pulling out the Scottish, seeing as how he's from fucking Canada, you know. Hot Rod, Piper, doing the... You gotta bring Hot Rod. It always goes back to wrestling, so where's my porno bit? Ron Jeremy isn't dead yet, so we're all happy about that. Love you, Ron. He has his own fucking rum. It was like $200 a bottle, so I was like, fuck. I was on the reserve, though. I was on the reserve list for some Ron DeJeremy. Cuban-styled spiced rum, which, whatever. Fuck it. It tastes terrible the first shot. It'll get better. The second and third, fourth. Those are the sound of cars going by. Did you believe it? No, me neither. Bunch of shit around here, man. But the meat of the story, I'll tell you a little story. Little story about what I do when I collect. I collect action figures, as many of you probably already know, no shit. But in case it's news, quick wrap up, I collect mostly WWE, G.I. Joe, Marvel Universe stuff, Batman always, and take your pick. But by and large, I have a very large WWE collection and have had a very large WWE collection since 1998, and it never fucking stopped. It never stopped. There was a delay. The delay, I stopped collecting WWE and action figures as a whole when I was trying to do the college thing briefly, because I didn't have anywhere to fucking put. But I was always still picking up knickknacks that were in the shape of action figures, so it never really stopped. It's just my interest in WWE waned real hard because I didn't like what they did with ECW and WCW and the whole Factions United, the Alliance. It was all dumb. I started giving a shit when they brought the old ECW back. One Night Stand was fucking great, and then they used Rob Van Dam to the best of his potential, and I loved it. I loved RVD. Much love. It was a good time to come back into the fold, because they had alienated the shit out of me with that Alliance shit. I was just like, fuck it. Queen Charmel and the Kurt Angle, a lot of dumb shit happened, alright? So I missed a few years of crap. Like, there's one good WrestleMania in there, but the things that made that WrestleMania happen were shitty. So it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. So, Rene Dupree was there. WrestleMania 19! Ah! McMinerberry. So, collecting my WWE figures, and Brock Lesnar just came back, so his Elite had been in the pipeline for, they say it takes about a year for it to come out. It had been in the pipeline for about a year, but this was the figure in the Elite collection, the higher-end WWE figures, by Mattel. That was going to be the hard one to find next to Miss Elizabeth, who's short-packed. But everybody's going to want a Brock. Collectors like me who remember Brock from his heyday, and, kids that just saw this big fucker come out, everybody's going to want a Brock. All the other figures in that wave, save for Miss Elizabeth, are redos of previously released characters. You got, like, Daniel Bryan, a Kane with the mask, and who else? Dolph Ziggler, which is a great fucking figure, but he's been released. He's been released several times now, so... He was the one of two unique figures, and a throwback Shawn Michaels, which is a fantastic figure. Oh, it's gorgeous. Didn't buy it. I had to get Brock. Priorities, man. You can always, Shawn Michaels' market will always be there. And Miss Elizabeth wasn't there, so I couldn't just snatch her up. But anyway, snatch berries. Have your Lex Luger figure fucking kill her in a car accident. So I'm looking, and I go to a retailer, and I see that they just stocked them. They just got them. There's about 6 on the pegs. 6? No, it's more like... math. No, it's about 6. So, doubles of a few guys. I had 2 Canes. I'm like, shit. Going through. Once you see that new packaging as a collector, you gotta hunt. The blood is in the fucking water. They've chummed it with, the figures I don't want. But I'm like, ooh, shit. Dolph Ziggler. Fuck. Daniel Bryan. Shit. Daniel Bryan. Fuck. Kane. Shawn Michaels. I'm like, ooh, shit. So collectors, my initial thought when I see the Shawn Michaels figure in my hand is that, okay, the collectors haven't really jumped on this because he's one per case and collectors would want fucking Shawn Michaels. Come on. Like, I don't see any Miss Elizabeth, that's fine. Maybe someone getting to. Like, look, no Brock. I'm just like, boom, crestfallen. I'm like, shit. I have the money this time. Nah. And I can't get, I had money allocated. If I found Brock Lesnar, that's what I do. It's like, the moment you get paid, you sock a little away knowing full well you're going to blow it on an action figure or something like that. Or just a fast food dinner out, beer. You save it away. You're going to spend it. It's just not being spent yet. It's not like paying the bills where, boop, it's gone. Like, it's gone, but it's still in my hand, so I can also use it for gas and shit. But... I'm like, fuck, this is the time to get it. If this happens next week and they have him, I'm not going to be able to get him because I'll probably already ferreted away my expendable due on, gas, food for the wife, food for, just whatever, what have you, because it's expendable. But I'd like to expend it all over Brock Lesnar's apish mug. Just, skate! In cash, in a civil license. I'm there, I'm like, fuck, whatever. Wife comes over, like, look, here, I'm buying stuff for her. I'm like, yeah. She tells me a story about something about hair. Sorry, honey, I love you. But something about hair, some eyes glaze over, my eyeballs roll in the back of my head. Whilst the eyeballs were rolling into the back of my head from Hair Story. Like, whatever, man, I don't know. Just tell me how much it costs. Eye roll. I noticed something. A WWE package. I usually check the bottom of base decks because Dave and myself, working at Toys R Us, we used to throw shit onto the base decks, which are the little bottoms of what you would call aisles in a store. They're hollow. Because you have to build them and move them around during, phase change and shit. But, trade secret, boom, I just blew it all over your face, like so much Brock Lesnar goo. Dudes, if you want to hide stuff, it's a good place to hide stuff. you know, you throw it, you lift up the steel part, you throw the item in there, close it down. As long as it's not too wide, like a single-carded action figure, boom, you're made. No one's going to give a shit about that. It's heavy. It's a pain in the ass. Who would think? But, you know, Walmart has made those hollow now, but every now and then you'll see where someone throws one under the base deck. Now, this wasn't under the base deck. This was just on the bottom shelf behind, like, crappy Bakugan. Not Bakugan, but some Japanese bullshit. I don't fucking know. You play the marbles game, little rubber guy comes out. Something to that effect, you know? Damn fucking kids with their non-action figure toys and horse shit. Fucking horse shit. Anyway, so I see that, and it's a WWE card. I'm like, huh. I walk over, and it's a single-carded Zack Ryder. I'm like, well, since where there's Zack Ryder, you know, where there's one. So I just move a little closer, move the box that's behind it. Boom! Elite Brock Lesnar. Holy shit! I come in my pants a little. It's very romantic. I pull that fucker up. And not since I found The Rock at the same place when The Rock was going to be hard to find. Boom! And he was the only one there. Like, yeah, fuck you, fuck you. They had just put it out. And I was like, woo! Skeet! So I did my little nerd dance, which is pitiful for, you know, fucking dude pushing 30. But way too excited. This is why we work jobs, so we can have the money to buy the fucking Brock Lesnars that are hidden somewhere in our lives. Poetic. Gank that fucker. That made my night and pretty much the week. Like, it's a fucking beauty of a figure. But I love what's better than finding that hard-to-find figure is finding it where someone else tried to hide it from you. Well, you fucked up, bro. I got it. I know all the tricks, man. I used to do that shit. Now, you know, I have more income advantage to where I just buy it and I don't have to hide it so much. But in a pinch, when you have to run and go get the cash, or whatever's going on, you know, then you can stow them. And there's some kind of a shitty hiding spot, but I wouldn't have thought of it. But I always check around, you know, because I was just hard. I was like, aw, poo. They put the fucking case out, and I got, but I didn't get got. Little Jimmy knows, and he helped me out. And then my wife helped me out in a weird cosmic sort of sense. Boom, got my Brock Lesnar. I love stealing from other motherfuckers, and I pulled one over. Boom. Big score, hot day, got home, opened that bad boy up. Well-made motherfucking figure. Gonna be, I guess, hard to find, because he's not leaving anytime soon. He got signed, Brock Lesnar did, to a 2-year contract with WWE, and I sincerely doubt that he's not going to be used in 2 years, and certainly I'm curious to see what his WrestleMania match is. Maybe Triple H again? You say Undertaker, but he has a fucked up shoulder, and he had hip surgery, like, third quarter of last year, that he hasn't really gotten over. So, he's kind of busted up in a big bad way. So, and, you know, the match he had as the last Outlaw against Triple H, the end of an era in a Hell in a Cell, that really does, I've said it before, I'll say it probably again, especially if more Taker talk comes up, and closer we get to WrestleMania for sure, that the end of an era match between Triple H and The Undertaker, where Shawn Michaels is the special guest referee in the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 28. Once too many V's and I's. WrestleMania 28, yeah. Awesome match, and it definitely puts the lid on the Attitude Era in the most, you know, suitable way I can imagine. So, there's no reason to even try to top it. And 21 is an odd number, because it is. And just leave it at a clean 20, man. You already sold the DVDs and the Blu-rays about it. It's a good set. Looks handsome on the shelf. Like, unless 21's a throwaway to kill poor Taker. But come on, he's worked hard enough for it. He's earned at least this, right? Come on. Shit. Well, as we talk about the end of an era, so goes the end of another night drive, friends. I am Billy at _Swan_man, repping for the Army of Snarkness. Follow the Army of Snarkness at Army of Snarkness on Twitter, like the Facebook page, shoot us an email at armyofsnarkness@gmail.com, and, well, peace! Now I gotta hit the button. No, wait. Peace!